Redditors, how far have you gone in a truth or dare game? Story 1. Snorted a crushed cinnamon Altoid. Never ever do this. The pain was so intense. Story 2. Actual truth or dare, fondled a boob and later a friend pooped in the forest naked. One-on-one truth or dare, obviously being used as a prelude to sex. Story 3. Snow angels. Naked. Story 4. My balls just shivered a little. Story 5. When I was very young, I played and I was dared to kiss a girl. Said girl quit the game. Boo fucking who you Discord mod. Story 6. My parents told me my existence was based on a truth or dare game. Well, that's a peanut head way to make a kid. Story 7. I sucked my own dick. Or at least, tried to, but just kinda licked the tip a bit before the pain in my back was intolerable. Story 8. I tried to suck my own dick without being dared. Now both of these peeps are fucking peanut heads. Story 9. My friend dared me to put icy hot on my dick. At the time, I didn't know what icy hot was, so obviously I had no idea what gonna happen to my tackle. It was in the middle of the winter in Montana, and the end result was me running outside and stuffing the entirety of my genitalia into a snow drift. That actually made it worse. I was pretty much done with truth or dare after that. Now why the fuck would you do that? Story 10. I made someone lick a school's doorknob. I didn't think he would get as sick as he did. Story 11. Me and my best friend used to play this all the time, but he would always find ways to get out of meeting his dare. For example, I dared him to run around the block naked, so he took a toy block into the bathroom, stripped, and ran around it. Things like that. One night, I got tired of it, so I dared him to run down to the end of the street naked and to actually do his dares for once. He agreed, but only on condition that I accept his dare to stand on the front lawn naked. We agreed, so we both grabbed towels, stripped down and went outside. On the count of 3, we both dropped our towels. He ran down the street and I stood there looking around like a very skinny, pale idiot. After about 25 seconds, I hear what sounds like a yell, and the next thing I know, he's running back as fast as he can, screaming that I need to get inside and fast. It turns out that, as soon as he reached the corner, a cop car had driven past. Needless to say, we didn't venture out for a while, and the game was over. Story 12. I ate a bar of deodorant. Had to get my stomach pumped. Now why are so many people fucking peanut heads? Story 13. I don't want to brag or anything, but I hugged a guy when I was 11 years old because of this game. Damn, this guy a beast. Story 14. I didn't do this, but a classmate of mine did. We were on a class trip to Berlin. When it got late we started drinking, and began to play truth or dare, so a girl asked a friend of mine to strip down but naked and run across the hall at the hotel we were staying at. Needless to say, we needed a new hotel the next morning. Story 15. When I was in around 8th grade, my friends and I used to play truth or dare with my sister and her friends who were just a grade below us. We'd play strip truth or dare, meaning if you didn't do a dare you had to shed layers. This would lead to some pretty hardcore dares that were actually performed by the end of the night. This one girl, I had a crush on her at the time, definitely took the cake in most outrageous dare. She was stripped to just underwear, and any dare she didn't do meant permanent nudity for the rest of the night. Naturally, me and my buddy dared her to stick a ping pong paddle up her ass. Needless to say, we never used that paddle after that. TLDR, during a strip truth or dare session, girl takes ping pong paddle up the ass. Story 16. Made out with a gay guy for a straight minute. He did some male modeling. I'm also a totally straight guy, but this guy knew how to kiss. The girls went crazy, and I got a threesome that night, just because of that guy. Best wingman ever. Edit, FFM. It was almost a foursome with 3 girls, but one had to bail last minute. Better have said no homo. Story 17. While in a hot tub with 3 chicks, I ended up diving for an ice cube between this girl's DD breasts, and had to get it before it melted. Mission accomplished. Diving, face/mouth only. No hands. Edit, to all those saying I should have taken my time blah blah, I take my truth or dare very fucking seriously. And to the naysayers, I can assure you, no one lies on the internet. No one. Story 18. Shaved a dude's balls. It was weird. Can someone explain to me this guy's fucking name? Story 19. I folded when I was dared to eat shit out of the toilet. Other than that, I pulled down my trousers and pants and ran down the street with them around my ankles and my meat and 2 veg waving around for all to see. Fuck pants, and fuck you. Story 20. After a late-night movie run, some friends and I decided to play Truth or Dare at the deserted mall. We were on the 2nd level above a play place/daycare for younger children. They dared me to jump into the ball pit, and I thought it'd be fine because the jump was no more than 15 feet and I'd be cushioned for my fall. They actually remove them every night and I had the ugliest bruise on my ass for weeks. Sad face. Another time I went skinny dipping in a house that was supposedly still for sale. Somebody had already moved in, and he was a pastor. Fun. Asterisk edit, sorry, I meant deserted as in it was after hours and nobody else was there. Story 21. A boy in my school got dared to finger his dog, and he did it. Years of bullying tortured that boy. Story 22. I always picked dare because inevitably I'd get to kiss a girl. It came as no surprise when I finally admitted to my friends I was bisexual when we were around 18. But I got to kiss girls for about 6 years without having to explain myself. Story 23. Why is everyone getting awesome dares? All I got was getting locked in a room with my crush for 20 minutes. We ended up snooping through our mutual friend's diary. Damn bro did not make a move that's tough. Story 24. We dared my friend to eat grass and say I'm a moo cow on camera. My friend had pissed on that same patch of grass a minute earlier. That same party I was dared to run out into the middle of the road naked with a stuffed teddy bear and pretend to fuck it shouting I'm fucking a fucking bear at the top of my lungs. Fun night. Story 25. I ended up jacking another guy off. A group of us were playing fairly low-key Truth or Dare. We eventually stopped, some people left, others started playing on some game's console. Me and this guy sat on the bed watching, with our lower bodies under the quilt. He dares me to grab his dick. I do. He dares me to jack him off. I do. So yeah, 8 years later, we're both gay. Story 26. Playing in detention in high school, there were old CRT monitors sitting on a table in the back of the room. I was dared to get up and carry one to the desk I was sitting at, and when asked what I was doing reply, I need to check my email. I was promptly informed that that computer won't work, and told to put it back and sit down. Was a good detention. Story 27. When I was in college, a whole bunch of my friends and I rented a cottage for the weekend. We decided, after playing a few drinking games, to play Truth or Dare. The dares were pretty lame and I decided it was time to kick it up a notch. I began dishing out dares like 2 girls make out, girls get into bikinis and hop into hot tub that was busted so the water was ice cold and pulling crazy truths out of people. Eventually it was my turn to be dared, and to be good sport, I chose Dare. The revenge was you get a makeover with eyeliner, blush, lipstick and earrings. All the girls will cover you with lipstick kisses and you must go home with this on you to your overprotective girlfriend like that. Needless to say, it was an awkward drive home from that weekend. If there's enough response, I'll post proof pic. Edit, here's the pic. I'm sorry, I would have posted sooner but I was putting my daughter to sleep. To answer, the girlfriend was not impressed, and that was the point in the relationship that told me it was not going to work. I was young and naive to put up with her jealous personality as a fault of my own. Months later I would find out she cheated on me twice during our relationship. Story 28. A few highlights leading up to the main event. A tampon in my butt. Staring a friend in the eyes while fapping, not to completion. The dare had only been to get an erection, but punishing the person who formulated the dare seemed fair. Taking a shit in a bucket and leaving it in the common room of a different floor in the dorm. Things were rapidly progressing in one game of Truth or Dare. As per usual, the entire group was naked rather quickly. We had a rule that you could refuse a dare if you deemed it outside your comfort zone but cost you one article of clothing. Such a rule is ripe for abuse. It was subsequently abused. Absurd dares were regularly formulated for the sole purpose of clothing removal. So, back to the story. In the midst of this naked group, a girl is dared to make out with me. While I found her neither especially attractive physically or mentally, I oblige as part of the game. I've also been sporting an erection for a while now due to other, more attractive individuals involved. She takes this as a cue to initiate coitus, fortunately with the sense to have brought a condom out of her bag as well. Despite my obvious lack of inhibitions nudity and sexuality, I was still quite a SAP during my freshman year of college, and nothing I had experienced had truly prepared me to publicly reject so direct an offer of sex. It just seemed downright rude and mean. In private, I likely would have managed. In front of a crowd? That sure is one way to crush a girl's ego. So I let it happen. This effectively ends the game of truth or dare as we instead become the main spectacle. Other people begin putting on clothes. Thank God they decided not to join in. In an attempt to detach myself emotionally from the situation, I move the position to doggy style so that I can carry on having a political discussion that had been begun earlier while pretending that nothing was happening. I was very passionate about hating George W. Bush. She decides she wants missionary, which makes this much more difficult. Then she drops a bomb. She pushes my head back, stares me in the eyes, and says, "You have no idea how long I've wanted you." At this precise moment, I feel something go awry down below and check, the condom broke. Despite everything else that happened, I am granted this one saving grace. No one has a spare, everything has to end prematurely. I'm still drinking with my friends, and she decides to go back to her room, though nothing about her movements suggests a walk of shame. Edit, TLDR, had sex with a girl in front of friends that I didn't like, found out she had a crazy crush on me for months, never spoke to her again. I never speak to her again, despite having some mutual friends. We pretend nothing ever.
Hey guys, just wanted to say thank you for 100 subscribers. I know I'm a couple days late, but I just wanted to say thank you.